everybody, and welcome to Freewheel Station. We get the
Station.
we get like the panoramic view of the drainage system with three planets with their moons, and the farthest planet out has got two moons. The planet, the third planet, or the middle planet's got three. The first planet's got two. And we kind of pan over to the station, and it looks like a big metal wheel hanging in space with parts of it that are still look like they need to be under construction or need to be. But there's some ships, sort of like hanging around waiting outside. Maybe we see a ship dock or something temporarily, and we get the and the camera pans under the station, and we see the wrench that's welded into the corner or the seam, on the underside. And we come up on the other side and get the big title card, and then we cut over. We cut, and when we open with two individuals that maybe we recognize them, maybe we don't, at least specifically as far as who they are specifically. But we do recognize sort of the outfit. They look like, they look like the space pirates and whatnot, or criminals of some sort. And they're kind of standing there, and maybe we get like as the camera sort of like pans around, we get the uh, the sign, above the bar that says Rabu's, and they're standing there. There's a couple of and there's another group of like tough, looking space pirates standing around them, and the two of them are standing there, and they're like, look, and we don't see who they're talking to at first. They're like, look, I you look, the booters are like, well, they hit our main base. We're done. We're not like super loyal. We need to we were hoping maybe there was room in your organization, a trade upwards, as it were. There's there those guys were assholes anyway. Well, like, we're sorry for any inconvenience or whatever. And the camera pans around, and we see Captain Drovovok sitting there, his big vest, sitting in his favorite chair, and no one else is sitting at the table with him at the moment. Um, but there's, we see Osgavat standing kind of in the background. He's got his rifle slung across his back, but his hands are close enough to his side that he can draw his pistol if need be. Um, and Drovovok stands up, and he's like, why would I need any of you? You're you're second rate scum at best. He goes, this organization, this organization is more about being good at what we do. And he's like, and he's like, he's like, and he kind of stands up, and he kind of looks over at Osgavat, and he looks at his group of people, and he's like, you know what to do. And the two of them, they're both human. One of them is like, and they're both like, oh shit. And one of them goes, whoa, hold on. I know things, like not much. I know things. I could tell you where some of where their stash houses are. Some of the stuff the booters stole over the year. Valuable information. I can be useful. And it was those, and even better. I know you don't like those people on Hurlig's old station. But they were part of it, man. They were part of it, and I just like to give some revenge. And Drovovok stops from walking away, turns around, makes a half turn, looks over his shoulder, and he says, "Bring that one to me. Shoot the other one in the stomach, and then throw him out." And then, like, we kind of get Drovovok, like, the camera follows Drovovok as he kind of walks by Osgavat, and sort of gives him an eye, sort of eyeballs him, and we hear like the no wait, and like the blast of a the blast of a laser gun go off, some kind of laser pistol go off. And we hear and something drop, and then we cut away and we cut back to the station itself, and we're actually going to start with Dr. Kurrat because we haven't caught up with him for a while, and because it's been a while, we get a basic description real quick, and then where are you and what are you doing?
Well, good old Dr. Curat's probably all in his like his lab coat, that doctor's coat, over top of his armor, of course. And he's probably just finishing up seeing people who've just come on board, and for some reason they have dysentery. How the hell they got it out here, I don't know, but been treating that.
Cannibalism.
Nice.
Could be. Could be a couple of Vesks, they found a rotten elf or something.
Yeah, so yeah, you're finishing up. You're finishing up with your patient, and maybe like that Philip and the rest of them have been back for a while. But you haven't had a chance to catch up with them. And by the way, Philip, I was thinking about it, and you're right. They did have video of like the Vlaka and rumors about the Lashenta asking around, but I think it was probably in the data pad. She didn't cover it specifically, probably because she was waiting for Dr. Kurad to bring it up to you, because she spoke with Dr. Kurad specifically. And I can't remember if you told her to let you bring it up to them or not. But either way, she might have just assumed that.
That's what we'll assume. But either way.
But yeah, you remember that. And you heard rumors about the Garin and the Velquin Empire gearing up into fighting and stuff. And
yeah, we definitely heard about.
And as a recap, you also had heard about like the Garin Empire having heard of your station and your rule of androids are free the moment they step on board, and they aren't too happy about it. But
we have the Velquin Empire on our side.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Actually, that's important. Does the Velquin also allow slave androids, or is Velquin better than that?
You haven't really asked them, but you get the impression that there is such a thing as a second-class citizen in their empire, but you're not.
Oh, that I believe, yeah.
But no one's ever specifically said anything about outright slavery.
Okay. Anyway, go on.
But yeah, but this is the first chance, since the rest of the council has been back on board, that you've had an opportunity to shake loose. Are you gonna hit where? What is your move here? What is Dr. Kurad going to do?
Probably go find the others.
All right. Mary.
I am currently running. Oh man, I hate it. We have the equipment so that all of our hands can be trained in basic have bonuses in basic weapons. The basic combat.
The combat training facility?
Yeah, the combat training facility. So I'm running drills in there right now because they're still not up to what I think we should be, considering this is a tin cannon space.
Plus, you've got some of these people pulled off operational duties at the moment. So,
well, like I said, training is this sort of training is important for our tiny space station.
Right.
I say to the 10-story monstrosity that we're actually on.
So, yeah. Would you? I mean, do
And
you,
Kib, where are you?
Dr. Correct? Hold on.
Sorry.
Dr. Correct, do you call either of them to find out where they're at? Do you check the computer to try to figure out their locations? Do you go to ops? How do you go about this?
I'll go up the ops first.
You know, up to ops. All right. Yeah. So maybe you
Okay,
get
so because it's day 2, Colopian is still on her 3-day hiatus.
right.
This is her last day of her hiatus because day 2 was actually the game. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So you also kind of heard rumor about a high stakes game that went on at the Bort's. Like they actually closed Bort's down for it, but you were busy and couldn't go.
In fact, out of character,
Yeah,
Brian, your NPC should probably be running ops so they can get an introduction. You remember the drill?
Oh, God, did I even give it a name yet?
At one point you gave it a name, but it's been a while, so I don't remember what you said.
you'll have to check your party notes, your Lichdom Incorporation notes.
I think Brian hadn't actually put that character in because it was when Brian and I both did them. Remember?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a blank one here.
Okay, so yeah, it's not necessary. I mean, if you got something off the top of your head, that's fine. But if not,
otherwise it can be Defron because he's our default for when Colovian isn't actually there right now.
Yeah, let's go with that, and then I'll definitely get this filled out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember the Defron is a vest this time.
You make your way up to ops, and ops is relatively busy. There's a couple of ships visiting that that they're arranging docking for. Like there's about there's about like 4 or 5 ships that they're coordinating, docking procedures. Okay, you can dock and disembark, or unload, and then you got to move. Right now, you need to move out and you need to come back in. There's a lot of that going on right now. You haven't seen a whole lot of Crenville, um, and that goes for everybody because he's busy dealing with like the casino right now. Well, for the most part, but there's a but yeah, you're like go up in ops, and Defron is there kind of like watching over things, but for the most part things are operating as smoothly as can be expected. And they're kind of like but yeah, as soon as you kind of like go as soon as you set foot on ops, I imagine that Defron would at least take notice. Vests come from a military structured sort of society, so it would be a kind of a commander on deck situation for him. Even if he's kind of far from the Vescarium, he probably still at least maintains some of that. Oh, my superior is here. I need to make sure that I am out there to greet them, and turn over the keys, as it were, if they're taking command. But yeah, he would greet you and be like, doctor, everything's running as smoothly as it can be up here. Got a couple of ships coming in and out. New ships. I don't know that we've actually seen or heard from them yet.
Okay. You wouldn't happen to know where the others went when they came back on board.
I think that Councilwoman Defoe is running combat simulations with some of the staff down in the combat training facility. Kib, where are you? And would you have reported in for them to know where that is, where you're at in ops?
I'm in my room.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
I'm trying to correlate to see if I know where that coordination is from that video.
Yeah.
You're using star maps for possible or for the outcome? You mean?
Yeah. Trying to
Hmm.
figure out if I know where this location is he told me to go for future
Right.
planning.
Right. Well, you also have the location of the cargo too.
The books.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Well, yeah, we trust you.
So
Well, I trust you. You know,
Yeah.
if you betray us, the next character I make is going to hate isekai.
yeah. So oh, there it is. I
Just
see.
for that, we're going to make sure you're the only non-isekai player. Everyone else be isekais.
Hmm,
You're
I like it.
yeah. So would that be something that ops would have to track down, or are you officially on off-duty hours? Or
I probably would have told him, be like, if you need me, I'll be in my room working on personal stuff.
all right.
When they want to meet, just page me and I'll come to wherever.
Yeah. So Defron would probably be like, last I knew, Kib said he was gonna be in his room. Uh, I don't working on something personal, and whatever that means. It was like, and he kind of shrugs.
Okay. Well, keep doing what you're doing, and I go find. Why can't I come up with your character's name?
Philip.
Philip.
Right, yeah. So you make your way down to the combat training facility. What does the scene like? Uh, Philip, what does the scene look like as Dr. Kurad walks in? Like, what does Dr. Kurad walk in the middle of?
I forget how many tiny people we have.
Should be on your list more ink.
Yes, and I am getting there. The computer went to sleep. And that means I have to reload. Nope, it's froze.
Looks like
All
you
right.
have 12.
Okay, so all of those minor members are on the defensive side of this simulation, and literally I am the only one on the other side. And literally I'm looking at them and I'm like, I said fire at me, damn it. And at this point I pull out my oh god, why can't I never remember words? My non-lethal weapon and start just tagging the ones that aren't behind cover properly. I'm like, see, like that. Now fire.
Yeah. Dr. Kurad, you walk in the middle of this.
Oh my.
If you can't take me out, there's no chance we'll survive any other interaction.
You know he's not wrong.
And about that moment, I turn around to see Kurad, and at that moment, one of them actually fires and hits me. And I'm like, ugh! And I turn around and I'm like, good! At least one of you can follow orders. The simulation is terminated. Grow a pair if you don't have some, and be prepared to shoot me next time. Dismissed. Hey, buddy. You finally get your nap in? You had a lot of surgery yesterday.
A little bit. Then I got called back to the infirmary.
Well, I'm going to tell you that you did not miss out. 19 days with a dirty isekai is not fun.
I wouldn't expect it to be.
And even though Death Arms basically slept he smelled worse than that.
Oh, interesting.
Like, I have never met a Kasathan that farts as much as that guy does.
Do I really need to know this?
Yes, if I have to know, so do you. At least you have a helmet on 99% of the time. So the elf filter, yeah, the air filter should get most of it out. I run
The
around
elf
without a helmet on. Yeah. But just so you know, Pyre has left. He ended up winning that tournament. I don't know if you heard about that or not, but he did very well. What else? Let's see. We took some extra time and mapped some of the solar system on our way back, so we have some new star charts for us to actually use. The time dragon was a bitch. And we found the Red Booter's main base, and Pyre made up some pirate that I've never even heard of. Guy Beto or something like that, and they believed him so much that they destroyed the base in order to stop us from taking it over. So we barely made it out. Kib got some files that I never asked about again, and Ha almost died, but didn't. I think that's the basic rundown.
Sounds like it was an interesting time.
It was. We actually got much further than I thought we would talking to the Time Dragon, because after she started being bitchy, I was like, oh, we're not going to learn anything. Oh, and apparently my copper dragon that I speak is incredibly horrible and very redneck. And I was like, well, I learned from a Raxolite lady. What do you expect? But anyway, like I said, they destroyed their base. Kib has some information. In fact, oh wait, no, we don't use that phone call. Ring, 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 ring. Kib, your comms is going off.
Yeah.
Hey,
Ready?
buddy, what you doing?
Oh, getting the location for the cargo. Yeah, the cargo. So we know where to get the next cargo shipment, and then we can set up where
You
we're going
said
to get
something
that
about
from.
it was a bunch of books.
Yeah, books,
Yeah,
knowledge and stuff.
nice. All right, so Kurad is finally awake from his nap and not currently doing something in the doctor's office. He's with me here in the combat bay. Would you like to join us here?
Yeah. File set, everything good. I'm on my way, and you hear him kind of running off.
Yeah.
I'm on my way.
Take it. Just calm down. And then I hang up. And I go, ha! Play smooth jazz. Oh. Anyway, so I heard while we were gone, you got to put some people in the corpse recycler for vandalism.
Among other
That
things.
I was going to say that is confirmed. Apparently, not Kurad, Colovian did it, but since you were there, I assumed you knew about it. But and then of course we're still waiting. We're still waiting on the order of Kavoy to find out if there's an actual reason to, dismember the father. Not that I think it'll be that easy. Any guy with that many necromantic tattoos should be, considered a threat.
I come busting through the door. It's like, okay. So,
Okay, wait.
what's up?
Describe yourself as you bust through the door.
Like, he's got, like, he's just a little rat dude that most of his stuff is gone. Like, usually he carries tools and stuff, but at this time he just has this pad and this paper. Like, he carries papers because, data can be breached. Anyways, he comes rustling in with all these papers in his arm, and he's like, so, where we start? How y'all doing? All right.
Oh, wait. If we're actually going to do hard book work, we should probably go to the main office. Not the one with the vault, just the ones that's on the first floor. That way you have the big table for you to set all your papers on.
Oh, I was gonna do it on the floor, but that makes it that makes more sense. Okay, let's do that.
Well, sweetie, you're what, 3.5 feet tall? That means you barely come up to my knees. I don't want to have to bend over that far. Kurad, will you join us?
Yes, that'd
Yeah.
definitely be a nice change from what I've been doing the last couple of days.
All right. I look over in the corner just after Kib runs through, and I'm like, that was a pretty decent sneak, sir, but we see you in the corner. Why don't you come with us too? And Kilarm steps out from the darkness, and he's like, I'm a badass. You didn't see me anywhere. He doesn't say that. But we head to the offices so Kib can give us his presentation. Okay. Unless we run into someone along the way, poof, we're there. Kib, go ahead with your presentation.
So I found this thing has the cargo for the book. So we go get the books, and then we find out who's going to pay the most for it, and then we make money. And we got this, and this. We're good.
Okay, and we already technically have a possible buyer lined up through the paper leaf. That's Silver Soul, right? It's my turn to tell you to unmute.
Zerk Silver Soul, but they're not.
Okay.
They're not set up for that just yet.
Oh yeah. Either way, he might know someone.
Yeah.
But and what solar system? Sorry, what galaxy are these books in? Are they in this galaxy somewhere? Are they?
They're in a different system.
Okay, but is it the Garen or the?
It's neither the Garen nor the Velquin empires. It's in neither of their borders. Because they're criminals and pirates. They're not going to put it right under the noses of like oppressive governments that want to put them in prison or execute them.
So what can you tell us, Kib, about this solar system we're going to have to go to? I mean, is it already at war with someone? Are there huge amounts of pirates in this system? Do we know anything? It should be on your paperwork. There'll be a voiceover here in a minute.
Yeah,
Not to your knowledge. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can triangulate what system and how to get there, but you're uncertain about what's there, other than this shipment.
Who is on board right now? Has Captain Worthy left yet?
Captain Worthy, yeah, I think he's taken back off.
Okay.
He hasn't stuck around for particularly long.
What about that hobgoblin?
The hobgoblin, and I think he left. I think he left shortly after the game. He was angry and embarrassed.
He did lose very poorly. I mean, he literally was trying to bluff with a pair of twos. That's on him. But okay. So what about the kobolds?
The lightning dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're there.
And the captain's name is what again?
Krex.
Let's see if we can get Krex in. Maybe he knows something. We can bribe him with something. I'll even go more than 20 credits so he's not insulted. I mean, he's actually a captain. I attempt to call the comms number that he left.
Yeah, he answers. Yeah, what's up?
Hey, buddy. Hello, Captain. What's going on?
I'm watching these two jackasses try to figure out which one of them is badder.
Nice. I hope it's an enjoyable fight. So we're thinking about going to what's the name of the system? Does it have a name?
It does not.
So I'm going to send you some coordinates, and I was wondering if you knew anything about that system. And if you do, I'll pay for information. So I sent him the stuff over the comms and wait for him to get a look at it.
All right. He goes, he goes, let me run it through our navigational and let me run it through our navigation. I got to pull our navigator out of this thing real quick and then go.
Ah,
I'll get back with you. You can
all
kind of
right.
hear him like, hey, you can settle this later. No, get the fuck out of I swear I'm going to,
He
don't
starts
make
throwing
me bring,
punches.
yeah, he's like, don't make me bring out the dragon. Like, and then he clicks off. I'm like,
Well, perhaps we'll get some information out of them. Otherwise, how do you feel about going on a little adventure? Karad.
If it gets me off this place for a while, definitely.
Okay. Call Dr. Oglehop and see if he answers his comm.
I think we get a cutscene of Dr. Oglehop's phone. Like, just sort of like it looks like it's buried between some cushions or something, just ringing and ringing and ringing. And we see,
Uh,
and like,
After, a few rings, I hang up and I'm like, fine. I push the button for the desk and I'm like, get on the comms and holler at Dr. Oglehop. Tell him he's wanted in the office. Because we have station-wide comms. Attention, Dr. Oglehop. You are wanted in the office. The councilwoman would like to see you. Attention, Dr. Oglehop.
yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
But other than that, I mean, what else do we need to discuss? Kid, what else did you find in the information from the freebooters? Wow, the red booters. Was there more than just the books? Is there somewhere else we could go that's closer, maybe, if this doesn't pan out for information?
Well, that was the sure one I got off of the system. The other one's a partial, and I've been trying to iron that one out a little bit better. That's what I was doing today. Sort of, yeah. And I only have partial information from their vessel.
Okay.
So I think if I get more from this book depository, maybe I can make that partial one a little more informational wise. I don't know.
Right. So, before we go, hang on. Before we go, let's make a spacesuit just in case for Kurad. We found out, Kurad, that spacesuits are more important than we thought.
Oh, really?
Yeah, built-in thrusters. So, we even Death Arms has one. That one took us a couple tries because I never made one with 4 arms.
I thought you said that you found that it didn't have thrusters built into it.
No, I think that was Daniel that figured it out. You're right. Because that was what Daniel thought, and then when he rules floated himself, he was like, nope, I'm wrong. Okay, but either way, we're going to make one just in case. And then... Kib, how much money do... Oh, wait. Brian, we got paid again while you were in surgery. I forgot about that, too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Should be in chat, shouldn't it?
Yeah, no, I have it written down. We're fine on that part. It's 1,100. Because we got 1,100, and then there were 300 or 400 credits for Daniel.
Yeah, because you guys didn't divvy it. You just wrote down the total. Okay.
Yeah, because Brian wasn't here. Or sorry, Kurad was in surgery. So, while I'm thinking about this, hey, Death Arms, go get a drink.
Okay.
All right, so. All right, Kurad, now that Death Arms is gone, we got some money from the business. You get 500. Kib, I'm giving you 300, which leaves 300 for me. And there we go. I'll pay Death Arms when he's actually here. Or maybe I won't. Maybe that'll teach him to show up. No, I know. He can't help it, Scott. I got you.
All right.
Okay, so we got money taken care of. And if we can't get anything more without actually going to get the books anyway, I know you probably have things to do still, Karad, but Kib and I can sit here and try and take our 20 on trying to plot the course before we actually ever go. So, how many drift beacons are known to be in this system?
Unknown.
Okay, I figured I'd try. Honestly, next time we go out to map our system, Kib, we should probably look for those two. If there's only one, that makes a lot of sense of why we're having issues.
No, it's a completely different reason why you can't use a bigger starship to go to outside of the Derillium frontier. Nothing to do with drift beacons.
Okay, but I, as Philip, don't know that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but it's something we can do when we have time. Other than that, we're still delayed on the casino, Kurad. We're apparently, after the management they first hired found out where they were going and how rustic it was out here, they quit. So, yeah. So they've hired some new people, but those people have to go through training in the core before they come out here. So, hopefully another couple weeks they'll be here. Oh wait, actually, what, sir?
I was just gonna say that Grimbuckle is based out of the Tabori cluster.
My bad. Not the core. The Tabori cluster.
Well, at least ISIG's part of it anyway.
Okay.
I guess theoretically they could have been working in the they could have been going through some shit in the Pact Worlds or Murixa, because it's not like ISIG's the only boss in the syndicate.
Sure enough.
He's just a very influential one and the only one we've met on screen.
Right. So yeah, Kurat, if you have anything else you need to do, so you don't have to just watch us looking at star systems and mapping everything out, then please feel free. But if we're going to take a few days to do this so that we're pretty sure about exactly how we're getting there, you'd have time to maybe do the duty where you have the organization try to look for more help.
Yeah, let's do that.
Delegate responsibility.
That's the one. Thank you.
All right, well, make the roll for that. Let's see what you get.
You get a +9.
And it's just D20 plus 9?
Jessa.
Yep.
And the DC is 13. Come on, that 20. No, it's not bad. Yay!
All right, you gain one more follower. Or
All
one.
right. 7. Putting that in now. Oh. Who added the picture? Is that you, Scott?
I did.
Nice. I like it.
I had something else in there and I went, nah, that's just too cheapish. So I went and found this.
And we now have 13 followers.
You're getting a bit closer to being able to skeleton crew without you guys having to be on board.
Right. So yeah, for the next couple of days, or for the next few days while Brian does that, we wait on the lightning dragon to come up with some information for us, one way or the other.
And he's like, yeah, I think he comes up and I think he calls you back. He's like, so what's the information worth to you?
How about? Hang on. Let's do this right. Ooh, so 200 credits isn't enough. He's offended.
Yeah.
Kib, since you're a little guy, try to help me out on this one. I know you have a raw diplomacy, but give me a diplomacy check.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. All right, I apologize for offending you. I don't want to bring out the dragon. Why don't you give me a number and I tell you if I can afford it?
I think
Or do I need to fight this guy now because I've offended him? Because the bonus, I can bring out the dragon.
because that actually, I think that actually puts him at.
Yeah, he's fucking pissed at us, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Apparently,
I'm trying to think what this looks like. Essentially, I think he's like, I think what this looks like is kind of like he probably gets suspicious. Is what probably happens. Like, why? What's there? Is it valuable? Is there something there of value? Is there something that we need to be stealing?
I don't know. Do you like books?
He goes. He kind of he scratches it. He says, "There's people that pay for books."
Yeah, so if you give me the information, another diplomacy for this, see if I can do better. Besmira, I need some of Pyre's luck. That's better than nothing. I'll take it, Besmira. How about if you give me the information about the system? I give you,
I need to look up the DC for
20%.
Is it? I gotta find his. Yeah, I think I think he just looks at you and he's like. I think he looks at you and goes, "You know, I think I'm just." He says, "Why take 20% when I can take 100%?" He goes, and he's like, I think
It's a pretty big system, buddy.
I think he's like, he's like, says, he didn't fail by 5 or more, so he's not gonna on this one. He was almost about to go look for it himself, but I don't. But I think. But I think what this looks like is he's probably going to ask for a higher percentage. Thing. He goes,
give it a shot, bro.
He's like, I'll tell you what then. He goes, he says, he goes, he goes, 40% minimum. He goes, 60% if we go with you and provide cover.
35.
And he's like, 35, but he goes 35, but he says 35,
no cover.
but 35, but no cover. And he goes 35, but no cover. Here's what I got. Says the system you're looking at, it's got 7 planets. Each one's got a few moons. Passed through there running one time. Says he says each planet's got several moons. We didn't have time to scout all of them. We know there's only a couple of them that have. There's a couple of them that only have one moon, but most of them have more than that. Ranges from one to, I think, seemed like there was maybe one that was more than two or three out there. One that's got a bit of an accretion disk, some debris around it. And I said, he goes, as far as it goes, he goes, I don't think any of them are necessarily occupied, but you might watch out because I think it's a popular place for at least a few people to bury there. Places like that are popular with pirates to, store a bit of cargo or treasure or loot or whatever it is that they stole until such time as they can find some way to move it. He goes, so you're likely to, he says, so if you run into anything out there, it's probably either going to be native wildlife on the planet or it's going to be pirates out there. You are muted.
Look, you already got to pay me back. I said, hopefully we just have to encounter beasts on this planet or moon, wherever we end up going, because it's going to take us a while. All right, so let's say be back here in 6 weeks for your cut.
He's like,
we got to come back, so.
He's like, I know where you live.
Definitely. And I don't want to bring out the dragon.
And he's like, and yeah, he's like, he says, I'll be expecting my cut as soon as he says, I'll be expecting my cut as soon as you get back.
Right. And so long as you are here when we get back, I will make sure you get your cut. Okay. So I hang up on him. And then I'm like, Karad, kobolds are annoying.
Are they as annoying as a isekai?
I turn and I look at Kib.
I'm not annoying. I just know a lot of information. Well, maybe I am sometimes, but I just know a lot of things, and I talk very fast, and my brain doesn't keep up with the moment of my mouth, and I just kind of go on and random stories and stuff like that.
No.
I rest
Just
my case.
I know that I messed up. 35% is fine. Yeah. I wasn't annoyed about you. I was just annoyed because they're kobolds and I failed to deal with them like I did the last couple of times. That's all. So now we have to pay them some money. But at least it was decent information. It wasn't like that guy with the shitty story about the time dragon. He thought it was the human was like, oh, it's a male dragon and it's this name. And we got there and I was like, hey, dude. And she's like, I'm not a dude, man. You're pronouncing it wrong and your draconic is horrible. But so we have our course plotted. We have some more information that'll help with us when we get there. And then we've prepared. Need to look up how much charges cost just in case. We'll make those before we go.
And you guys might want to write down that it's 3 lots worth of goods that you found or that you know about.
It's
Okay.
4.
See, he wrote it down.
I wrote it down. It's 4 lots of cargo. Yeah.
Good for you.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. All right. Yeah, and I think you get a like I think like the as you're kind of like discussing this and whatnot, like maybe maybe like Defron probably sends you like a notification to all of you. Like it's like nobody necessarily it's like nobody necessarily asking to see you, but there are some people from a couple of different places. There are a couple of different people that seem like they might be important that that have arrived, um, like that have contingents with them. Like the first is a shuttle dock that has that had a handful of Kasathans on there.
Oh, good.
And there is and there was uh, a light freighter that docked that had a crew of androids on board. Um, one of which they seem to be trading particularly deferentially. Like there's one guy that's sort of announced as that was on the record as the captain of the ship. Um, but they like there's somebody else on board that they seem to trade that even he seems to treat with a certain amount of um, extra like respect or reverence or so.
Well, we still have time before this week is up. Let's go to Nimbus and meet them as they dock.
Like they're already on board. Like they
Oh,
docked. Well, they've already docked. They're on board. They just
okay. So
they've been checked in.
so
And
Nimbus
that's
has what they are and who they are.
so yeah. Ninvis has sort of like the basic details.
Right. It's just what and who is always supposed to do. That way we at least know what they are. Who they are. And Kasathans should be fairly easy to find. Did they give a comm number?
No,
Okay, I just wanted to check. I mean, you said they didn't really necessarily want to meet us, but if they had wanted to meet us, that would have been the good way to do it.
right.
Mm.
They didn't ask to meet anybody in specific. They're here, and they had Ninvis noted them, but I think Defron was probably the one that noticed that
Um,
noticed them a little bit that sent you the message. It was like, hey, these
I called
people
Defron.
seem like they might be important. Yeah, he answers like
Hello,
he's like
Defron.
Councilwoman.
Thank you for answering promptly, as always. Do you currently have an eye on what Kasathans you were talking about are?
There's only a couple of the Kasathans. They're they they seem to be walking. They seem to be walking around, just sort of like looking. They don't. They seem like ascetics of some sort.
Well, give me a ping on their location, and then we'll head that way, and I'll see if I can tell them. But I did to these kobolds I just almost got into a fight with.
Yeah, you come across
I'll tell you the rest later. Click.
yeah. Yeah, he sends you like the location. They seem to be in like the areas that are set aside for like where you're going to be building like your shopping center, and probably like the area that you sort of set up to be like your more commercial area or that you're working on setting up to be a more commercial area, because that
Yeah,
seems to be where everybody sort of congregates on their free time if they're not at boards or at fucking
it makes
at
sense.
their
It's a
houses.
large open area, and there's plenty of seating right now because steel beams or something you can sit on.
So they're just kind of like, but it's kind of where Father Kalref is set up too. But
Oh dear God.
yeah, I mean, well, he's trying to be in a high traffic area so that he can be
Well,
around.
and so long as that's where we put a soapbox so he can be on camera, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. So, but they seem like the security footage. They seem to be They seem to be watching. They seem to be watching the people. They're not the only Kasathans on board by any means. They're not even.
Oh,
They like there's it's mixed races around here. It's not
No,
only
I
the
agree.
ones that I've specifically mentioned. There are specific characters of specific races, but you can assume that there's probably, a fairly diverse collection of aliens, running around here, and a few humans and
I would
whatnot.
hope so. We are a harbor for all. Well, for most.
So, but yeah, but you see the ones that he's talking about because they are dressed in what look like priestly robes. Um,
Oh. Well, are we close enough to actually see those priestly robes?
yeah, you can catch up with them and see them. Yeah.
Well, I don't recognize any of the gods on their priestly robes.
Yep, and you know, uh, but they seem to be kind of they seem to be just sort of looking around.
All right. Well, they definitely. I would assume they notice us. I mean, once again, I am one of probably 5 Elabrians that's over 6 foot tall. So,
Yeah.
Uh, if any of them actually see us and are like staring, I wave and I walk up and I introduce myself.
I'm sure somebody probably one of them probably looks in your direction, but they don't necessarily stare or anything. They're just like,
Okay. Well, either way.
something we haven't seen before.
All right, Karad, let's see if I can do this right this time. Greetings and welcome to Free Will Station. I am the councilwoman, Philip Defoe, and these are the other council members, Kib the Yusakai, and Kurad, my chief doctor. Or no, yeah, my chief doctor.
Yeah, chief doctor.
All right.
And I do speak Kasathan, so I said that in Kasathan.
Need to look at. Okay. Okay. The Kasathan turns and the two of the 3 Kasathans sort of like step in front of like
I didn't get that close.
well, but they see you coming in the direction. They kind of step in front of the third one, but the third one just sort of waves at them and waves them aside and says, and she turns and looks at you as a female, Kasathan, and she kind of turns and looks at you and nods, and instead of like the mask that you would wear, that you would see like more warrior type Kasathans wearing, like out and about, she's wearing sort of like a she's wearing like a cloth scarf. It looks like it was handmade.
Nice.
And in fact, looking at their robes, all their robes, they look like they were handmade. She looks at you and and you introduce yourself. You said, I'm, she's like, my name is Vesit Minretha.
Please put it in chat so I spell it right.
Vesit, let's see.
Just assume that I'm always going to want you to do that just because I don't spell like you.
Oh, God damn it. Let me try to get that in right. Damn it, I can't type. And it's like, my name is Vesit Minretha. It's like, we had heard a bit about this place being turned over from a direct pirate station to more of a pirate hangout.
Pirate hangout.
We also heard that there were people trying to invest in businesses here. We were curious.
You said Mystic, right?
I didn't say what class she was. I said her robes look priestly.
Priestly.
Yeah. And she's like, she goes, Forgive me, we come from a small monastery, or well, I don't know that she'd use the word monastery. We come from a small retreat. Um, she's like, when we'd heard that this place had changed significantly. We also had heard that this brings larger powers into the system. We were rather curious to see what that meant.
Well, while I admit we do dabble with pirates, which is necessary in this system at the moment, we are currently trying to remodel and refashion this station to be the central hub for this system and any system that really wants to be within reach of us. We have been gathering diplomatic partners on many sides, but our original reason for being here is that we dabble in necrographs and things of that nature. As I said, my chief doctor here does all the surgeries and such, and he continues to grow by leaps and bounds with each surgery he does. And then, of course, Kib here is our chief engineer, and he makes sure that we keep life support on.
She's polite, but she does tend to frown a little bit when you talk about necrographs.
And I understand that not everyone is into necrographs, but we also do all the other kinds as well. Any
like,
sort of surgery or of that nature that you would need, we could provide assistance with. But I would not lie to you, Vesset, Minratha. I find that lying causes more problems down the road.
she's like, I would not judge you or others for what you decide to do with your bodies. It's not the pure way. Surrenders a great deal of one's cosmic potential. She goes, but I understand that some people find that a more palatable path to temporal, a more palatable path to more visceral to more visceral power and influence. She's like, she goes,
All I can tell you is we take great care with each patient.
yeah, she's and I think one of her escorts is like such impureness of the body. He's and he's like the potential for cosmic awareness is diminished. And she kind of like holds up her hand. She goes, I apologize. She's like, my escorts here take the words of our philosophy very seriously. She goes, in truth, and she's like, in truth, I would like to we are interested in taking a look around. If you could give us a tour, but we're a small retreat. We help train those who have the ability to harness cosmic potential. Solarians, vanguards, those sort of Solarians, vanguards. We had even had one precog join us at one point, but they didn't stay long, and we've been concerned about the arrival of the time dragon and what it could potentially entail.
Say, to my knowledge, having spoken recently with the time dragon, she's been here. Did you just discover her presence, or have you known about her since she arrived?
Recent is such a relative term. You'll have to forgive me. Speaking with our former precog, former precog brother, he was his view of time seems to have rubbed off on me. She has been here for quite some time, but I guess in the grand cosmic scale, it's still relatively recent. We've been rather concerned for quite some time. Time dragons don't just show up to, as you would say, hang out. There's a reason. She has to be watching something. Although we're not entirely certain what, but we don't get a great deal of news at our retreat. Part of the reason that we are, we try to keep ourselves a bit disconnected from the comings and goings of the more avid and active members of galactic society around here. It's generally better not to get wrapped up in other people's conflicts when you're attempting to master forces that are beyond the capacity of normal folk. Did I lose everybody?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I'm still here.
Yeah. We were interested because if there are going to be more people in the system and more things going on, there is the potential that there might be a few wayward souls with the natural gifts, but not the talent. Have you ever seen a witch warper with no control over their abilities, no training? We do have a couple of witch warpers.
No, I haven't. Sorry about that. I was taking a moment.
The a young witch warper just discovering their abilities with no training or guidance, bad things can happen. It's usually best that people with an aptitude for such things are instructed by those who have the experience in dealing with it.
Okay, so I need to add. You keep calling it a retreat, right?
Yeah, and she's like, others may call it a school or a place of learning, but we call it a retreat.
That's fine. I put it in as both in my notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that does sound quite intriguing. I have a couple of children that you might look at for natural potential. And past that, there's no one that rings a bell for that sort of thing that I can think of. But, we're more than glad to have you here. Unfortunately, most things here are under construction. We have a boards, which I realize for someone such as yourself, that is not the place you necessarily want to go. But there are a few other attractions, and like I said, as soon as the remaining materials get here and we get everything put together, we will open up. We're opening up a mall for extracurricular activities. We're going to open a dance club, and we're also about to start building starships for the Belen.
for the Velquin?
Yeah, for the Velquin. They're the ones that have put in the first orders for such things once we have opened. But we also have a small line of luxury cruisers that you're not interested in either. But anyway, this way.
Yeah.
And we spend the next 2 hours smoozing with them.
Right.
And hopefully that's enough for them.
Yeah,
And then go ahead.
Yeah, that's basically kind of what they want, is to kind of look around and get a gauge for the place. Like, you get the impression that you're probably not going to necessarily expect them to come here to, partake in
Necrograph
great.
up.
But yeah, definitely not going to be taking it part of. You get the impression
Mm.
that they're not against any kind of like
I
physical
get you.
body grafts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
so like I said, we're going to take about 2 hours for this. While this is going on,
but you
Kurad, Kib, and I will have texts going on.
but you do get the impression that they do enjoy dancing.
Oh,
She
good.
does remark that dancing makes for good exercise and makes for a good and makes for
Cleanses
good.
your soul.
Yeah, it also makes for like it's like it's made for. There's a lot of good uses for dancing, um, and whatnot,
Nice.
physical benefits and physical and spiritual benefits. So that's something that you do get the impression you're not going to be getting like loads of these people from this retreat all at once. So but you get the impression that there's a possibility that they might come back. They might enjoy some of the entertainments if they come back on official business looking for people who need training and shit.
Okay. Well, I definitely have them check out the children, because if the children can excel somewhere else, it's definitely a thing that I would talk to them about.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
And I think that they're like, yeah, they're definitely that's kind of what they want, was to look around and try to like gauge what you guys are all about and what you're intending to do.
So after we get done with them, Kurad, do you have anything you need to do for the rest of the day?
No, just probably check out the bed bay, make sure everything there is going okay, and make sure the corpse recycler is ready whenever we need it.
Right. Kib, what about you? Do you have more stuff to do today?
Yeah, it's somewhat important, somewhat not. I mean, random trying to find places, make that. No, I'm good. Let's go.
Well, no, not today. I was going to say, if we don't have anything else pressing to do today, we sleep, and then the next day, when Colovian shows up for her scheduled shift, we'll start there.
All right. Yeah. Sure. So we can go ahead and jump to that if you guys are ready for it.
So Colovian walks into the ops office, because that's where she likes to do her thing. And if she's not scheduled to be in the regular office's secretarial duty. And I'm like already there. Like, she comes in and I do the chair spin, and Ha rises above me. And I'm like, hello, Ian. Welcome. Right on time, I see.
Of course.
So, do you want the bad news or the worst news?
She's like, save the worst of them for last, I guess.
Okay. So, we have another trip to go on. That's the bad news. The the worst news is that we will probably be gone for 8 weeks. We will shoot for 6. But we both know that the drift is wonky sometimes, and I don't know how hard this is going to be. Our master of luck has left us to go to other parts unknown. And as you know, sometimes I get into trouble.
And she's like, she kind of nods. She's like, well, I expected you were probably going to. She was like, I rather expected. She's like, are you, she's like, any special instructions for while you're gone?
Yeah, since it doesn't seem to be working, if you catch any graffiti artists, just hold them in the brig until I get back, and we'll see if we can do something else with them. Something they'd like less than dying. Since it seems to have been cultists that you have put into the corpse recycler.
She's like, okay.
Past that, Defron seems to have caught on quite well. He's your number one. Use Nimbus as needed for what Nimbus is good at. Remember, if you drink all of my Pebble Brook, you will replace it before I return. And if this all keeps going well and our organization continues to grow, you saw the new recruit. Oh no, you haven't met the new recruit. There's a new recruit. You will be my first lieutenant because you have earned this spot by being a diligent and loyal worker, even since before we came to this tin can in space. But I am going to go ahead and take Korad this time. So if you need him, try Dr. Oglehop. And I can't stop from giggling as I say it. And I'm like, I look at the time and I'm like, oh yeah. And Kib, all of a sudden, you're still asleep and your comm starts going off.
I'm awake. I'm ready. I'm good. Yeah. Where we go?
Well, we're ready for you to come to ops. Come to ops, Kib.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
not late. You're not late. Okay,
Oh.
breathe.
Okay.
Right?
Wait. Oh, close that up. Nobody's. Okay. Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. Don't forget to delete your browser history. Kib, you and your infatuation with contemplatives, I swear. I'm not even there and I know what you're looking at. And then I text Kurad and I'm like, hey, 5 minutes. And then I'm like, all right, so Colovian, I don't know what to talk about with you next. Because I never actually got told about the block. Oh wait, did you say I finally heard about it?
Well, I was in the basic notes. She basically was waiting for
Oh, I
Dr.
finally-
Kurad to bring it up and further debrief.
Okay, but I had access to the basic notes, so I could have technically finally just read them.
Yeah.
Okay, so if anyone shows up with a bounty hunting license, because I mean, well, no, technically they're bad bounty hunters, so they don't have to show that. If anyone shows up that you think is a problem, make sure to get clear pictures of them and tell them that we're going to the Vescarium, as far as you were told. And because that's what you were told, that will be the truth. So, and yeah, just let us know when we get back. Remember, if they look badass, and I turn and look, and I'm like, but actually badass, make a note of them and treat them with as much respect as you can, because I don't want to come back and see that half of you are dead.
Understood.
Other than that, you've been a great leader in my absence. Continue to excel, and it'll all come together. One day, you'll be able to get into the panic room with us. And I laugh, because she knows there's no panic room.
Yeah. She just kind of says, anything else, ma'am?
No. Go do what you need to do, dear. I'll be out of the office in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
By the time Kib arrives, it's been about 5 minutes, and then I call Kurad. Ring, ring.
I gotta walk in after he leaves.
Kurad's walking through the door.
Oh, wait, say that again?
Kurad's walking through the door.
Oh. Oh, good morning. You were already awake. Is everyone packed?
You know how to use an alarm clock.
3 seconds later, I come rushing in. I'm here on time. I'm good. I made it. What are we
Okay.
doing? I forgot.
We're flying to that system today to go get books, right?
Oh yeah, that's not that location. This one, right?
So if everybody's ready, we get on the ship. We plot in the course that we spent a week on. And we take the extra time for me to just take 20 on it. Cool? Jester, are you muted?
Nope, I'm not. I'm not muted.
Okay, so you're okay with that plan?
Sure.
Okay, so that's my 25, so we hit it. And then you tell me how many days pass before we get there. Take your time.
For me. Oh, God damn it. Where is that book? It's the last thing. Did I just not grab that one? Okay. I'll just use the other one. Starships.
Oh, by the way, Jester, so you know beforehand, I did spend 280 credits to make hang on, I have too many windows open. 8 MK1 breaching charges, just in case we need them.
That's not what I was trying to do.
Because I'm assuming that all the ones we didn't use were still lost, because I'm going to say that.
It takes you 10 days to get there.
10 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it Ardris the 28th. Okay. Poof. Hey guys, check it out. We finally made it to the system. Descriptions?
Well, you guys going to do a little scanning and try to find out what you got around here?
Right. Remind me.
You know these things exist, but that's not the same as knowing their positions, and you don't know all the details because
Okay.
how many.
Do we have a direct path to the place we're supposed to be going? Like, Kib, are the instructions to get to the stronghold complete, or are we searching blindly?
No, they told you it was going to be. I think the coordinates give you the location of the planet, but you don't know which. Anything about the planet itself or anything about its moons or any of the planets around it. For the record, it's on. God damn it. For the record, it's on the. It's on the second planet.
Okay, but where did we come in as far as structure of this system?
The edge.
The edge. Okay, so we spend the day plotting the course to the second planet, but that's going to take us, you figure out the number of days.
3 days.
3 days. Okay, so we have 3 days to map system while we're headed that way. Karad, do you have computers ranks?
Yes.
What's your
Some.
total bonus?
9.
And mine is 10, so that makes me slightly better. All right, so Kib, you're the science officer, and I will be your assistant. So, Karad, that gives you 3 days to do random things. My assist roll for the first day. Nice, Kib and I tie. That's a 28, Jesta.
All right.
Yes, Kib, I believe you're right. That is the first planet. It's pretty amazing. At least out this porthole. Sorry, folks. We're trying to remember exactly how many.
You are able to find one other gravity well today. You are able to find. Let's see. You are able to find. Let's see. If for that, it's going to be. I think it's 4. Is what I said. Let's see. Oh, damn it. Nope. Okay. You are able to find one of the moons off of the second planet.
So we scanned the first planet.
Well, it's not like you're directing which planet you're scanning. So you're this.
Okay. Well, because you said we were on the edge, I assumed we did a flyby that one. Second planet.
It's more like the computer catches sensor data. How the computer catches the sensor data and filters the sensor data more than.
And I just thought about what I said. So depending on rotation, the first planet and the second planet could literally be a ridiculous amount of space between them, depending on the orbit. So, all right. So this is information about the second planet.
Well, and I'm thinking of it as in regards to distance from the star.
Okay.
Of the system, which you haven't found it yet either. So.
No. But we found one moon.
Yeah. That goes to the planet that the coordinates are leading you directly to.
Okay. All right, day 2. Let me give you another computer's check for help, Scott. Well, at least it's a 15. I don't know if my 15 was enough for your bonus, but 29 is not bad.
So. What kind of sensor do you have?
I'm getting there. Their budget.
So your DC is
25.
25. All right, Kib. Let's see. Today you find 3 gravity wells. You find. Let's see. And finally, so you find the star, and you also find, judging by the you also find two more planets. Both of them are farther from the star than the planet you're going to, and the moon that's on it. So.
Okay. And last day, we're approaching the correct planet. Computers check. 18, slightly better than 15.
All right.
Go, Kib.
You only find one today. And let me see. Okay, so that would be. And you find a moon on in orbit around one of the planets that you found.
One of the new planets or the planet we're headed to?
Well, one of the planets that you found yesterday.
Okay.
Effectively.
Got it. All right. Well, guys, we're here. Now we have to scan the planet. Oh no, wait. Our instructions are complete, but we'd still like to scan. Let's scan for other ships.
Well, your scanners are not going to pick up ships unless they're within the range of sensors.
True enough. So let's plot our course for the way down.
All right, so are you wanting to do world analysis
Yeah, let's do that.
or world mapping? That's
If we have direct coordinates to get to this warehouse or hidey hole, then
coordinates were only space coordinates. They weren't coordinates
okay.
for on the planet. They were just
So-
coordinates for the planet.
Planet mapping then, I guess, or planet analysis first.
So world analysis. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Tell us what to do. I don't actually have this one memorized.
So it's a computer's check.
Okay, Kib, same as before. Let me give you that hopefully awesome fucking computer's roll to help you.
Hold on. Let's see.
Oh, sorry.
You spend the day detailed scans of certain aspects of the world, analyzing the data you collect. You must be in starship orbiting the Choose one or more of the following elements. The world's sapient species, threat species, level of technology, level of magic, level of religion, level of sport, general alignment, large settlements, or a single planetary anomaly. The number of elements analyzed in one day per starship depends on the number of nodes that the starship's computer has.
We have one.
So you only analyze one of those things.
Okay.
Structures.
Kib's the one in command.
Spend the day. You're looking for settlements.
I thought you said structures, but
Well, there isn't a specific thing for structures. Settlements would be the closest because it goes sapient species, threat species, level of technology, level of magic, level of religion, level of accord, general alignment, large settlements, or one planetary anomaly.
Yeah, the large settlements.
there you go.
So,
So, Kib, you still need to make your computer roll.
okay. Skill check for each element, the type of chosen culture for alignment. Accordion, material, life science for species, physical science. So I need a physical science check.
Oh, okay. Hang on. That's a different roll, guy.
And it's one that can't be done untrained.
Okay. Kurad, do you have physical science as well as life science?
No.
Kib, do you have physical science?
Yes.
Okay, Kib, you're on your own. I can be a cheerleader. Rah, rah, rah. Go, Kib, go. Well.
You are not able to find anything resembling a large settlement on this day.
Want to try again tomorrow?
Yeah. I almost got something, but then it wasn't 100% sure. But if I
All
have
right,
tomorrow, I might be able to do better. Yeah.
First computers checks from both of us, and then the physical science check, correct?
Just a physical science check.
Oh, well, Kib, just you do your thing then.
You are still not finding anything.
All right. Do you want to try something else today then? Or on the third day? Let's look for sapient species. How do we do that?
That is a life science check.
Haha, I can help with that. Brian, I believe your life science is probably the highest. What's your total plus?
11.
Scott, do you beat an 11?
I have a total of 12.
Okay, well then, Scott, you do the main roll, correct? Would you do the assist?
Okay, here comes the assist roll.
Fingers crossed. Mm-hmm. Nice.
You do not find any species on here. There doesn't seem to be anybody down there right now alive, any sentient creatures down there.
Okay, so day 5, we want to look for threat species. Is that another life science check?
Yeah.
Okay, so assist and the roll. You guys are doing great.
There's plenty of threat species down there. There seems to be all kinds of life down there that could potentially hunt and kill sentient beings.
Oh, and
Certainly that hunts and kills other beings down there.
on a side note, Kurad, for the last few nights, when you wake up, Ha has been sleeping in your room for some reason. He's still pretty mad at me for almost getting him killed.
I see.
I mean, he's still listening to me when I ask him to do things, but he's definitely mad at me. I mean, he got electrocuted for enough damage that if he hadn't been a stormtrooper or a storm scout, yeah, he would have died. Like he would have exploded into teeny tiny pieces. So, that's just a side note. I thought I'd add it in. So, we're up to day 6. So, that worked out for us. What are the other ones we haven't tried?
Level of technology, level of magic, level of religion, level of accord, general alignment, single planetary anomaly.
Let's try the anomaly. We haven't done that
No.
one yet. Kib, you okay with that?
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Hmm.
You're not finding any you're not finding anything anomalous, like major anomalous on here, at least not from a life science perspective. I mean, you can try your other skills to see if there's something anomalous with, if there's some sort of you could try physical science to see if there's a physical anomaly there, some sort of
And if it's physical science, it's just you, Kib. Nice. If there is one, we probably see it.
However, there is not one.
Bum, bum, bum. Let's check level of magic
volcano.
today.
That'd be a mysticism check.
Okay. Kib, do you have mysticism?
We got a 9 in it.
Okay, well then I believe you're assist because the mystic should have a higher than a 9.
Yes, I have 11.
Go Kib. Go Kurad.
You are not coming up with any mystical anomalies.
Okay.
That leaves level of technology, level of magic, level of religion, level of accord, and general alignment.
Let's just go general alignment because since we haven't found any sapient species or settlements at this point, we can assume that there probably isn't. But I've been wrong before. How do we do that one?
For level of
The
general
alignment. Yeah.
No, we were doing alignment.
Let's see. What does it say for alignment? No, it didn't say specifically for. Oh,
Say honestly, I figured it'd be another mysticism check.
no, it would be culture.
Ah, I have a 8 in culture.
I got a 9.
Kib, you have no culture, right?
Yeah, I have no ranks in culture.
Well, in that case, Karad, that is my help roll. Yeah!
The planet's alignment is generally neutral.
Good to
Because
know. I
with
wouldn't
no
want to go to an evil planet.
with no sapient species here, the general alignment is that of life, which is just basically true neutral in most cases.
So this is day 9 of being here. So now we want to map planet, right?
Well, you've got level of religion, accord, and technology.
Well, let's go ahead and go for technology.
Where are
Maybe
you?
there's stuff left behind. I mean, maybe we'll find an archaeological dig and find broken pieces of things we'll never be able to fix.
I guess world mapping would probably be something you could do as well. Let's see on a succession. But that's 12 miles at a time.
Well, that is a lot. All right, so because we know that this is a well, actually, do we? Kib,
So you want to do
what do we know about this warehouse? Is it like
here
go
if you're
ahead.
looking, but if you're doing level of technology, normally that would be a culture check, but I think in this instance I would allow a physical science or an engineering or a computer check to see if you guys can come up with something.
Kib, you have a 14 in engineering, right?
Correct.
There's my help check.
Excellent. You do find technological sources like readings of technological sources here and there. Um, as you're coming across, you do find like that there is what looks like it's at least partly overgrown and hidden, but you do get like a scan of a building that seems to have like technological, like it's clearly like got technological design because it's made it's obviously a built structure, and you're getting energy signatures from it that indicate that there is some sort of power source there. You're
Hmm.
finding you find a few places like this, but a lot of them seem to be either low power or no power. Like you just like the faintest signal. You're, oh, okay, there's some technology here. There's some technology here because but this one looks like it's in shape that it's actually going to in shape that you could actually that
That's
you could actually somebody may has taken care of it to some extent.
that sounds like the one we want to check
Looks like
first,
it's
at the very least. Is there a place nearby to land?
there absolutely is.
Nice. So this is day 10. No, wait, this is day 11 because we were doing that. So that makes it, we have made it to Rova the 11th.
All right, I need to look at. Yeah, you're able to get down. You're able to get to land and go to this building. The building looks for itself. It's like a
Ooh, wait. If we're approaching the building, we want to look for traps along the way.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Give me some perception checks.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good for me. Aw, Kib. A lot of double results in this session. So, is 17 good enough to find anything as we're approaching the structure?
You don't find anything as you're approaching the structure, and you now find yourself standing in front of it. And
Hang on. I just
it-
thought of something. Kib has perception too. Or not Kib, Ha. Ha ha! Okay.
Kib or Ha finds no traps coming up to the front of the building. You are now standing in front of this building. It's not like a huge structure. It looks like it's it's a very square like building. It almost looks like a prefab shelter. I mean, it looks like a prefab building basically, but it's been, obviously sunk in. There appears to be there's a door to it, with a panel with a access panel, and I think that's probably where we're going to leave off for tonight, is with you guys in front of this access panel, because it is 11:21 at this point.
Sounds good to me.
We get you guys kind of standing outside of this. Everybody, send me your player's choice, and let's get sign off started.
Hello, tonight I played Philip Defoe, an extraordinarily tall, Elabrian woman with red glowing eyes. And she likes to look pretty for the people, and she likes to try and diplomatize, because right now we're in a tin can in the middle of nowhere. Me?
Oh, no, I was talking to the computer. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Other than that, this is the only thing I'm lucky enough to play in right now. So on to Brian C.
Yes, I'm Brian C. I played Kira today, the lovely doctor of this intrepid group. And you can also find me on Saturdays running the Lands of Iberia, where our little band of adventurers are trying to hunt down a dragon. Should be interesting. Also, Sundays with the Restoration of Gallifrey, the Doctor Who. I am in that one. We had tried to get it off the ground this Sunday that passed, but it turns out I was the only one that could show up. And it was Father's Day too, so it made sense. But anyway, yeah, that's it for me.
Scott?
Okay, that leaves Scott, who played Kip, and Kip's brain was everywhere but focused. That's why he didn't see any traps, because it happens. But whatever. I like Kip. Kip's fun. I like playing him. I'm also in Lands of Iberia on Saturday. I'm everybody's favorite cat, but they want to put him in a carrier for some reason. He just wanders. I don't know. He's a cool cat.
Wanders and gets in trouble.
Yeah, he does.
I was going to say, didn't he get eaten by a dragon already?
Yeah.
Watch a Drake, but close enough.
Oh, okay. Either way, that's a cat getting in trouble. I'm telling you right there.
Yeah, he gets into a lot of trouble, but he's curious. All right. Also, I'm the game master for the Doctor Who thing on Sundays, and we're trying to figure out what happened after their little adventure with the Time Council. So next week we'll get together. We'll figure out what happens in their little adventure after that. And that's everything.
Awesome. Well, that brings it back to me. We'll get the bookkeeping out of the way first. Player's choice goes to Kib. Kib, give yourself 50 extra XP. With that said, I am the Just a King Zerat. You can catch me here on Monday nights for Free Wheel Station. Do remember that next week we will be taking a bit of a break, as I will be out of town. So no session, no show next week, but we will be back the week after that. And I will be looking forward to seeing these guys engage with some cargo, and the all of that good stuff. So, with that said, I think that's all we've got for tonight. So let's bring out the dragon and get out of here.
Bring out the dragon.
Dragon!